started like countless stops on a suburban road until the receipts and routine didn't add up. Undercover buys followed. Surveillance built the pattern. Financial traces sketched a family tree doubling as a distribution map. What agents uncovered was a closed loop nestled in low-profile neighborhoods, moving lethal product with the discipline of a company. In the next minutes, I'll walk you through each step of that quiet escalation, from local curiosity to a 10-month federal takedown, and the moment the loop snapped. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. The stop started plain. An officer ran a plate with an expired tag and eased in behind an SUV rolling 5 under the limit. The driver's hands shook when he passed over the license. He said he was headed to pick up a nephew in Bethesda, then corrected himself to say Gaithersburg. The officer didn't push. He noted the double answer, the shallow breathing, the fresh coffee smell over a car that looked lived in, and the lack of a child seat for a kid pickup. He asked a few basic questions, checked the registration mismatch, issued a warning, and let the man go. No search, no cuffs, just a report entry with small anomalies that didn't match the friendly story. The trunk offered nothing but a spare, a folded moving blanket, and a cheap toolkit. What began to speak came from a different place. While the driver waited, his phone chimed twice with fuel app alerts. One showed a fill-up 20 miles out of the way at a low-traffic station. The other ping was a rewards coupon used earlier that week. 2 exits apart on a weekday mid-morning. In the console sat a crumpled receipt for windshield washer fluid from a store the route never touched. Nothing illegal in any of that. But the timing stacked odd. The pattern looked like short hops between quiet spots rather than a point-to-point errand. Think of a delivery loop where the van circles cul-de-sacs at odd hours, and the boxes swap hands from the driver's seat. Yet the vehicle never visits a warehouse. The routes avoid main retail areas. Stops land near townhomes with shared lots, grocery anchors with big parking fields, and parks with easy pull-ins. The rhythm isn't urgent. It's practiced, quiet, and built to slip under noise. Investigators flag certain markers when they study courier tradecraft. The midweek travel stands out. Runs cluster Tuesday to Thursday when attention drops and traffic flows are predictable. Purchases lean cash heavy, even when cards would be easier. There's no pull into a pharmacy or a storefront that would close the loop in a normal errand. The activity stays between storage points and handoffs. Each leg is short, each stop low profile, and no single trip tells the whole story. Back at the station, a detective started pinning data that didn't need a judge to collect. Toll cameras spotted the plate at the outer angles of the beltway, not on the direct path between the driver's stated origin and destination. License plate reader hits showed consistent entries at the same secondary ramps in late mornings, then exits on different spokes in early afternoons. The pinboard grew from scattered dots into a loose necklace around the beltway, the gaps filled by fuel receipts and the timing of those app rewards pings. The shape said routing discipline more than coincidence. The working theory tightened around a term investigators use for insulated networks: closed-loop logistics, storage sites with one relative. Transport runs out of another's vehicle. Collections happen in a third home that looks like a normal family hub. The loop handles its own needs. No public warehouses, no retail endpoints. Everything, from inventory to cash, moves inside the circle to reduce exposure. Undercover buys tested the hunch. The product came bagged in heat-sealed sleeves, stamped with a generic logo found across multiple states. Cartel investigators connect with Sinaloa-linked suppliers. Dosage and binders were consistent across buys, a sign of industrial-scale sources rather than chaotic local cooks. But the runners didn't carry the swagger of professional enforcers. They were cousins, in-laws, and old friends passing through carpool lanes and quiet cul-de-sacs with strollers in the back and grocery lists on the dash. The stop turned out to be the thread. No single charge, no dramatic reveal, but enough to cast the roadmap. Agents began to see a suburban loop engineered to look ordinary, a system that breathed in the open air of school schedules and lunchtime commutes. The question moved past the man behind the wheel. It shifted to the owners of the loop, the people who drew the route and kept it invisible, and to the one part of the circle they can't keep sealed forever. You hide it by never asking the neighborhood for help. The system faces inward, The drugs arrive in small parcels that look like bulk vitamins or auto parts. Storage sits in a cousin's garage behind holiday totes and a broken mower. Transport runs out of an uncle's SUV with a youth sports sticker and a car seat base that never holds a child. Counting happens in an aunt's basement where the folding table doubles for church bake sales on weekends. Everyone knows only their piece. People rotate tasks in short shifts. Drop-offs happen between school bells. The loop uses the noise of normal life to mask each move, and it avoids any place that could trigger attention beyond the block. There's no loud stash house with security cameras bristling off the eaves. No flags, no murals, no heavy foot traffic. You see staggered visitors who arrive with hardware store bags, leave with dry cleaning hangers, and never stay long enough to draw a second look. Vehicles rotate plates and drivers. A compact sedan shows up on Mondays, a beat-up pickup on Wednesdays, and an SUV on Fridays. None sit curbside. They glide in, pause just long enough for a handoff, and glide out. To a neighbor glancing up from a lawn, it blends into the hum of delivery vans and after-school rides. One day, the cover is a home renovation crew. A permit sits on the window. A dumpster lands in the driveway. Sawdust smells drift into the street. Hammers tap, then stop, then start again, giving simple background noise for incoming boxes and quiet exits. Another week, the backyard shed stores bags of binding agents and pill dyes under gardening tools. The shed door opens twice before noon, once after dusk, and then not again for 3 days. By the time anyone notices, the contents have shifted to the next node. Cartel logistics move inward for practical reasons. Shorter last-mile routes mean less time on highways where patrols can spot patterns. Suburbs carry lower police pressure than border corridors or city cores. And the buyers live close. Steady demand tied to high incomes, private treatment options, and discrete delivery expectations. When the supply chain sets distribution centers inside those zones, it cuts transit risk and keeps inventory near the customer base. The network treats a cul-de-sac like a loading dock, but the dock never shows a forklift. Money pickups blend into family life. A stroller holds an envelope under the seat liner. Grocery bags sag with paper towels on top and bundled cash below. A birthday run includes balloons, a card, and a gift bag with a false bottom taped shut. A school fundraiser box rattles with coins but hides straps of 20s in the side channel. The handoffs happen at soccer fields, pharmacy parking lots, and drive-through lines. Each one looks like a normal errand overseen by a parent who has somewhere else to be. Security tradecraft stays basic and strict. No public Wi-Fi, ever. Prepaid phones rotate by week and function. Intake, distribution, collection. Drop windows stagger and no 2 days repeat. Rules ban recurring meeting spots, ban overnight storage in vehicles, and ban card purchases near handoffs. Cash-only policies avoid banking triggers like structured deposits and repeated small transfers. Notes sit on paper that burns after counts. Photos don't show faces, and tags on bags use numbers that change by cycle. Surveillance builds slow proof. Over 2 weeks, the loop shows a rhythm. Intake lands on a Tuesday before lunch. Micro-distribution runs Wednesday to Saturday in short bursts that never reach a pattern within a day. Sunday goes quiet. Monday consolidates cash. Tuesday resets. Fuel spikes tie to the same 2 stations that sit off secondary roads. Toll hits form arcs to the same clusters of townhomes and garden apartments. The cycle feeds itself. Inventory turns fast. Money never sleeps in one place. Agents mark the site as industrial-scale distribution with no visible industry. The volume, the cadence, and the standard packaging say a wholesale hub operating behind picket fences and basketball hoops. The homes look normal because they are normal, borrowed by a network that knows quiet streets make the best cover. With the map in hand, the team stops looking for a door to kick. The weak point isn't drywall or a lock. It's the money that has to leave the neighborhood and breathe. What exposes a loop that never chats, never posts, and barely texts? The money has to move. Cash piles don't pay suppliers or cover fuel on their own. They need banking, brokers, or assets that can carry value without flashing on a screen. That's where the air leaks in. Agents start with a simple playbook. Look for structuring. Deposits just under the $10,000 reporting line. repeated at different branches, spaced by a day or two. Check money service businesses that handle remittances with heavy cash intake and light documentation. Track vehicle titles that jump owner to owner inside a month. Each transfer shaving value and hiding origin. The goal isn't one big score. It's a steady wash that blends street cash into income that looks earned, taxed, and boring. On paper, the family banking picture reads normal. Paychecks land. Rent hits on the first. Holidays spike. Graduations and weddings throw off erratic cash gifts. A small cafe owned by a cousin shows irregular deposits that match seasonal foot traffic. At first glance, nothing demands a second look. It passes because healthy families do have noisy books, and small businesses do run on cash. The noise is the shield. Then the details start to wobble. A landscaping company shows its best months in January and February, with deposits climbing when the ground is frozen. A bodega reports brisk sales, but orders inventory at levels that would leave shelves bare. A nail salon lists a weekday lunch rush that never shows up in traffic data from the same strip mall. Each mismatch is small. Together, they hint at money leaning on businesses like crutches.